and formulated just for you.
Are you a recording artist or music producer? If so, do you struggle with getting a quality mix sound? Well, Legendary Mix can help. Simply go to legendarymix.com and check us out. While you're there, request a quote. Don't worry, it's free. As specialists in the hip-hop genre, we've already worked with some of the top names in the industry, and we're ready to work with you. With close to 20 years in the game, you can trust that you're in good hands. So log on to legendarymix.com and get started today.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at officialfba.com.
All right, I'm here. Hold on. 1 second. I'm trying to let everybody know I'm live. And how y'all doing, man? Glad to have everybody in here. Just let the people on social media know that I'm live right now. Glad to have y'all in. Welcome to Tariq Radio. I am your gracious host. It's hot in my office right now. How y'all doing, family? We are in here just letting folks know that we are live right now, ready to chop it up. 30 minutes after schedule, but I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me stop all this other stuff going on here. I am here nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys had a very productive week. By the way, I've been telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a March Madness sale, and the March Madness sale is available. It's up right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you go right now to officialfba.com, officialfba.com, ladies and gentlemen, officialfba.com, you can take advantage of the sale we have. It's for a limited time only. Let me show you what we have available for this wonderful sale, ladies and gentlemen. And y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Right here, this is the March Madness sale. You're going to get 10 items, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to get the official Aratasase designer cap. You're going to get an autographed copy of the Foundational Black American Race Baiter book. You're also going to get Hidden Colors 1 through 5, ladies and gentlemen. Hidden Colors 1 through 5, the DVDs. You're also going to get the Buck Breaking DVD. You're also going to get the FBA family backpack, and you're also going to get an official Foundational Black American flag. You're going to get 10 items for the low, low price of just $79, ladies and gentlemen. That is a steal if you've ever seen one. The Hidden Colors package itself is $99. Let's be very clear. This is just to give you an idea of the deal you're getting. Just this alone right here, that HC5 package by itself, just the DVDs, that's $99. You're getting all of this good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. The book, the autograph book is $50, all right? To get an autograph copy by itself, you are getting a great deal. You better take advantage of this deal. It's limited time only, limited items only. They sell out very, very quickly, so get yours right now, ladies and gentlemen. Take advantage of the March Madness sale right now, ladies and gentlemen. Great deal for the family. Now, let's get into some stuff here. Very good price. Oh, you can't beat that price. Family, these are swap meet type of prices, ladies and gentlemen. This is such a great price. This is a great, great price. Very good deal. And it's just to show appreciation to the family, man. I've been meaning to have a sale like this just to show appreciation, especially for the diehard listeners. Officialfba.com. You can go down here, right there, the link below. If you're watching now, go to the link right there and take advantage of that sale right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah, my hands are a little ashy. Let me lotion them up real quick. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to touch on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You say I got my car salesman voice on? No, I'm just talking regularly. I'm just talking regular. All right? Man, I'm just talking regular. But let's get into some stuff here because there's a lot of things I want to cover. And while I'm talking about this, somebody said I do need another cologne. That is correct. And I've been planning on doing that. I'm going to have another cologne pretty soon. All right. But so many things I want to touch on. So many things I want to touch on. Today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about realizing reality. All right? Realizing reality. There's a lot of people out here who want to play games with systematic white supremacy. It's real out here. We got to stop playing games. We have to understand, accept reality, realize reality, and when we do realize reality, ladies and gentlemen, we should not be shocked. We should not be emotional about it. We need to get the emotions out the game. We need to get the emotions out the game. We get very emotional about a lot of stuff. We get a lot of emotions bubbling up when we're dealing with this race issue, which is a problem. Okay? I want to talk about a couple of mainstreams things that's happening right now. Right now, at Indian Wells, they had Naomi Osaka. She was playing tennis. And at Indian Wells, there's been problems there before. I know Venus and Serena had issues there before because of the racism. A lot of black tennis players and athletes, they have to deal with racist fans all the time. A part of white supremacist culture is the ability for them to harass and aggrieve black people with general impunity. There's a certain general impunity that the dominant society has. And a lot of times they are allowed to go to these sports events and just harass black people incessantly. And a situation like that happened this week at the Indian Wells tournament game or whatever it is. And Naomi Osaka, she was getting heckled by some white lady. The white lady didn't say anything racial. She was just like, oh, you suck, blah, blah, blah. And the problem was Naomi got upset because they didn't eject the woman. That's the thing. A lot of people are complaining about, well, she better toughen up. People get heckled all the time, blah, blah, blah. No. The fact that she got heckled and the heckler was allowed to continue to heckle. Nothing was done to the heckler. So that's the thing that really got her upset. Let me play a clip of her kind of reacting to the heckling. Hold on. Let me play this, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. All right. This is Naomi reacting to it. Come on.
I just wanted to say thank you. Yeah, I feel like I've cried enough on camera, but I just wanted to say yeah. To be honest, I've gotten heckled before, like it didn't really bother me, but it's like heckled here. Like I've watched a video of Venus and Serena getting heckled here, and if you've never watched it, you should watch it. And I don't know why, but like it went into my head and it got replayed a lot. I'm trying not to cry.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
I I just want to.
Okay, that's enough of that. So she got upset because they just let the heckler sit there. I don't know if they removed her in time, but they just let that white woman sit there and just say whatever. And here's the thing about tennis matches: there's supposed to be some kind of decorum there. Tennis is not a rowdy sport where everybody's jumping up, making a lot of noise. Generally, about tennis is almost like a gentleman's game to a certain degree. People kind of be on their P's and Q's there. You understand? It's not people, just in the audience just saying reckless stuff to a certain degree. So they let this white woman sit here and say all of this stuff and just kind of heckle. And I think that's the thing that upset her more than anything. The fact that they didn't really do anything. See, that's the thing. When it comes to people in the dominant society doing things to aggrieve a black person, everybody kind of acts like they're helpless. They sit around and act like they can't do anything. Oh, my hands are tied. Oh, my God, I don't know if she's a paying customer. I don't know. It's that whole vibe where everybody just kind of sits around. They don't know what to do. Everybody's confused. They don't know what to do with the white supremacists. Now, there was a white tennis player over there in Europe, to give an example of the dichotomy here. Now, this guy, he was being heckled by a white woman. They immediately took her up out of there, right here. And this was recent. Rafael Nadal heckler removed from Australian Open match after sweary abuse and sticking up her middle finger. Boy, they got right on her. You say something about a white man, bam. Oh, they got her up out of there real quick. You understand? So they know how to get people up out these spots. So this is what I'm talking about. When you do something to aggrieve a white person, even if you're a white person yourself, boy, they know how to fix it. They're not going to let that type of reckless nonsense go on. They know how to nip that in the bud. Now, the sisters are getting heckled and people are doing all of this antagonistic nonsense. Now nobody knows what to do. So I think that's the thing that bothered Naomi. But here's the thing. Let me say this. And there's a lot of these suspected white supremacists all in the comment sections. Oh, it ain't about race. Oh, y'all stop race bait. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, she better suck it up. Y'all shut up. Stop it. Because let's be very clear. If there was a black person at one of these games sitting up here heckling a white athlete, they would put charges on him. All right, let's be very clear. They not only would arrest that person, they would probably go put charges on that black person. See, this is kind of common. They let white people go to games and just do all types of stuff, say all types of stuff. It got so bad with the NBA, some of the players had to start running up in the damn stands and putting hands on some of these white supremacists. Shout out to Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace. It got so bad that brothers had to start running up in the stands to shut these damn people up. LeBron has to stop games for them to, hey, man, go get this dude. LeBron has to stop games and tell the refs, this guy has to go. That's a shame. And even Naomi, she kind of had to stop the game and ask for the microphone. They wouldn't give her the microphone because she wanted to say something during the game because of the heckling. The fact that black athletes have to defend themselves in the middle of a damn game. You understand? This shows that the racial double standards. See, family, we should not go along with racial double standards. Did Carmelo Anthony have to go in there and put in some work too? Yeah, man, the brothers have to go in here and they run up in the audience to kind of shut these people up themselves. I remember with LeBron recently, they were saying something about his son, hoping that his son got killed. He's up here trying to shoot a free throw or whatever, and some crazed white supremacist up here talking about, yeah, I hope your son Bronny gets into a car accident, just yelling all types of crazy nonsense. They sit here and let these pathetic white supremacists make all of these ridiculous comments to black people. That verbal abuse. A black athlete better not ever do nothing like that. Oh, not a black athlete, but just a black sports fan. They'll shut that down very quickly. Did Steven Jackson put in some work too? Man. Yeah, and tennis, they're supposed to be like some kind of decorum with the audience, man. the crowd is supposed to behave a certain way. They expect them. There's a rule of engagement to a certain degree, just a commonality of engagement that you just kind of have to act like you got some sense. This is a gentleman's sport. This is not a rowdy sport. But when the black players come up there, they just let anything go. In the system of white supremacy, when they cannot beat you on the field, they have to beat you outside of the field. You in? Shout out to Boyce. Shout out to Boyce. Boyce Watkins just texted me. Shout out to my brother Boyce. All right. Yeah, tennis they're usually quiet. But this is the thing. Look, and I'll say this to our sister Naomi because she seems like a cool girl. She seems cool. She seems on code to a certain degree. She doesn't say anything reckless. She's down for the movement from what I understand. She's black and Asian. Isn't her dad Haitian or something like that? She's like, is it Japanese and Haitian? I don't know what the makeup is. I forgot what the makeup is. Is her mama Haitian? What's her racial makeup? Let me look it up real quickly. I want to say that somebody was Haitian in her family. Hold on. Let me Google it real quick while I'm asking you guys. I can just look it up. All right, when you Google it, they say Japanese tennis player. Well, that's interesting. They got her listed as Japanese. Okay. She's Japanese. Country, Japan. Okay. But she lives in Beverly Hills, California. Okay, let me see. Where is she from? Okay. She was born in Osaka, Japan. Okay, she was born in Japan. Her mother's Japanese, and her dad is from Haiti. Okay, I was right. Okay. Okay, her dad is from Jacmel, Haiti. I wonder why they didn't get his last name. Okay. She went to Long Island to live with her father's parents. Why didn't she get her father's last name? All right. Tamaki Osaka. Okay, that's weird. What's the deal on that? I wonder why she never got her father's last name. That's weird. She renounced her USA citizenship. Okay. Osaka, Japan. Okay, all right. She says she's black, though. Okay, all right. Well, she's not a foundational black American. So here's the thing. Because she's not a foundational black American, and again, I'm not denigrating her because she seems like she is pretty much on code to a certain degree. Black folks, when you realize reality, when you realize that white supremacy is a group phenomenon, when they all play this game as a group against you, you shouldn't get upset. You shouldn't be out there crying. And I know it gets emotional. I know it's hard to deal with. I know that the hypocrisy of it is bad. But black folks, we have to expect that these white supremacists are going to do something hypocritical to us on a daily basis. We have to expect that these white supremacists are going to try to do something to mistreat us because we're in a war. We have to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. When we walk out of the house, we have to understand we're in a war. So when these people practice white supremacy openly and they all get on code with each other, let's not get emotional. We got to be logical about what we need to do. This is why it's important for us to recognize the reality of this war they've waged against us and recognize that we have to come up with a codified plan to rectify it. That falls on us. And us depending on the sympathy of the rest of the dominant society, that's not going to work because they're all on code with each other. I want y'all to understand that dynamic. They are all on code with each other. For example, especially when it comes to our children, I've been seeing story after story of children being harmed and the white supremacists getting on code with each other. There was a situation out there in Florida. There was a schoolyard fight. Some black kids fighting white kids. I'm talking about 11 and 12-year-olds. Family, do you know these demonic white supremacists charge the black children with hate crimes? I'm talking about felony hate crimes out there in Florida. These demonic white supremacists charged 11 and 12-year-old black children with felony hate crimes. Now, I want y'all to, I'm gonna let y'all hear this story, the news story of it, or what happened. Part of white supremacy is the white supremacists, when they are going against a black person, the white supremacists can do no wrong. And everything is supposed to be believed, no matter how far-fetched it is, especially if it's coming from a white kid. I talk about in my book, Foundation of Black American Race Beta, and I'm gonna put this up again. Hold on. I put a snippet of my book here. For those who have read my book, you've seen this. I put this in my book. Look at this right here. I talk about how white kids do not get punished. That's a part of the white supremacist code. Another thing I noticed that black students were disproportionately disciplined or suspended much more often than the white students. During this time, I learned one of the most important rules of systematic white supremacy. White children don't get punished. To this day, as a society, we rarely see white children systematically punished for anything. Punishments for black children, on the other hand, are always justified. I really need y'all to read the book to understand the codes here. That's a major code of white supremacy, punishing black children and not punishing white children under no circumstances. You do not punish a white kid for nothing. Everything a white kid says is supposed to be believed, either a white kid or a white adult who's been infanticized protectively, meaning the Kyle Rittenhouses. Remember, with Kyle Rittenhouse, they infantilized him. They turned him into a big old baby. That's why they told him to go out there and do all that fake crying. They had to infantilize him as a way to protect him, to give him the codified white supremacist protection. And it's understood in white society that white children can do no wrong. They are never to be punished for anything, okay? So they can get up here and just say and make up lies, and you can clearly tell they're lying, you can clearly tell they're faking, but we're just gonna go along with it anyway. You see, that's a major part of the code. We gotta be the same way with black kids, by the way. This is why we lose. We have to be the same way with black children. We sit up here and let our black babies get harmed, and goofy plantation Negroes sit up here, well, like, I guess he should have pulled his pants up. If he wasn't walking around here doing all that shagging, nothing bad would have happened to him. You sit there agreeing with the damn white supremacists against your damn kids. That's a sick mentality to have, and we're going to always lose with that mindset. Yeah, remember Ryan Locke? Was it Lockney? Ryan Locke? Remember, he was out there, they were out there in Brazil doing all these vandalism crimes and all of this stuff, and they sat up here talking about boys will be boys, they're just being kids. Ryan Locke was damn near 30 years old at the time. They're sitting up here talking about 30-something-year-old white men talking about kids will be kids. So I want y'all to see this story here and look at how they get on code with each other when it comes to protecting white kids and going against our kids. Now listen to the blatant lies here. Some of the lies don't even add up. Listen to this. Hold on.
The charges they're facing. Alex. And so Nicole and Calvin, I spoke with some parents today, and they said, yes, obviously, the physical they are worried about, but mainly in this case for their kids, they are also very worried about the emotional toll that this is taking on them. And you said it there. We have 5 students in total that were arrested as a result of this situation. 3 victims in this case, all students at Lions Creek Middle School. Now, here's what we're told. 3 kids were approached by a group of...
Okay, you see there's nothing on his arm. He's up here showing, look at what he showed. That's his bruise right there, okay? Now, this is his so-called bruise. Is nothing there, like a little scratch. Literally, like he got scratched, and all of a sudden there's hate crime charges against the black kid, okay? He got scratched, all right?
Classmates who yelled, quote, "You are white." One began to...
Okay. Now, they said the black kids ran up on them talking about, hey, you are white, and then jumped on them. Does that sound any way remotely plausible? Hey, you are white. And that's what made them designated as a hate crime. That doesn't even sound like no. Now remember, a couple of years ago, some white kids sodomized an autistic black child with something. They stuck something in his rectum. They sodomized this kid. Nothing happened to these white kids. No hate crime. They used all types of racial epithets on this kid and brutally sodomized this kid. Nothing happened to them. This white boy got a scratch on his arm, and these black kids got felony hate crime charges. And the narrative was, well, they ran up talking about you are white. BS. Hold on.
One began tackling the kids, and then others joined in and started hitting them and whipping them with a phone charger cord as they yelled, "Opposite day, Black Power." All of this is according to police.
Man, if you don't stop. Family, do y'all believe some 11 and 12-year-old black kids were beating up on some white kids talking about Black Power? You are white, Black Power. Do y'all really believe that? First, one of the news articles said they were yelling Brown Power. Now they just said, there was another article that said they were yelling Brown Power. Now they're yelling Black Power. If you don't stop. Them white kids pulled a Jussie Smollett, but the thing is, they get believed. The white kids get believed, or fake believed, because they know that it's a crock of BS, but you're supposed to go along with it because that's part of the code. Hold on.
To police. Now you can see in some of the injuries here, we were able to get some of the photos. You see welts on one student's arm as well as scratches on another. All of these photos coming from the victim's parents. Now this happened around 9:30 in the morning. One of the kids ran up to an officer crying in pain, saying that he and a group of others were just attacked. Now we spoke with some of those parents a little bit earlier today, and I want you to take a listen to what one father had to tell us.
Yeah, whipping them, kicking them, hitting them, running through the crowd. And there were some other kids that didn't get caught too. So the kids are in school, and now he's labeled a snitch with the kids that didn't get caught. So there's still other kids in the school. The problem persists. It happens at other schools. So I just don't know how they're going to keep the kids safe or stop it.
And I was able to talk to 2 out of the 3 victims' families. I was told that they are not in school right now. They are just very nervous about all of this. Those students who allegedly assaulted these classmates, again, 5 of them have been arrested, ranging in age from 12 to 14 years old. They are so young here. All of them have been charged with battery. Now, of course, we are going to be back with you at 6 o'clock to give you a full comprehensive.
Okay, so my Florida folk, and it was some other stuff they said that I want to play. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm going to play another. This is one of the parents.
Going to the Amazon Fresh store was such an experience.
Oh, I don't want to show that. Okay. Oh, I don't want to show that. Okay, hold on. Come on, damn. All right, let me get that out of there. I don't want to show no Amazon ad. Okay. All right, let me show another.
Was one of 5 arrested following an after-school attack.
Police say several students were targeted because of their race. Local 10's Hatzel Vela is live in Coconut Creek with the details. Hatzel.
Nicole, tonight that mother tells me not only is she frustrated, she is really angry that her son was arrested, was also held by police, and she wasn't even aware what was happening. Tonight, the families of 5 Lions Creek Middle School students are dealing with possible criminal records, some as young as 11.
I need to get to the bottom of this, because my son, this is going to ruin his life.
Precious Lester is the mother of one of the boys who was arrested.
The principal told me that that kid started out playing.
Lester tells us this has gotten out of control, where no one really knows exactly what
and notice this, hey, this is another thing. Notice with the white dad, they let him talk. They let the black mother get out 2-3 words, and then they cut her off because they don't really want to get her side. They really don't want to get her side in the truth about what really happened. They let her say a couple of words, and then they immediately cut her off because they don't want to hear her narrative. Because what it sounds like, those white kids, they were playing at first, and the white kids were probably saying something slick, talking crap, and then they got into it. And then the white kids knew that the cops were going to come and be on code with them. So it sounds like the black kids were gaslighted by the white kids, which is what happens. White kids understand, look, kids know when white supremacist society is going to back them up. They know that they're not going to get in trouble. And they know how to bait black kids into situations that will get them hemmed up. This is why we need to teach our children what the game is out here. White kids know how to bait you into situations because they know nothing is going to happen to them. They know that. Black folks, we have to understand reality here. We have to realize reality. We're in a war and we're dealing with cowards. White supremacists are cowards and they will target your children. We got this thing, well, oh my God, these are babies. They wouldn't target babies. These are cowards. Yes, they will. They will target your babies. They will target your children. Hold on. Let me play the rest of this. Because I'm trying to get the black mother's perspective, and they just won't let her talk. Look at this. Hold on.
Happened.
Yeah, whipping them, kicking them, hitting them.
Parents on the other side are outraged. They say their children were targeted and are now scared to go back to school after they say they were attacked because of their race. Police say it happened Wednesday morning outside of school. The arrest form says 3 kids were approached by their classmates who yelled, "You're white." One begins attacking the boys. Others join as the kids yell, "It's opposite day," and "Brown power." The fight, police says, lasted a few seconds and that one of the victims reports one of the aggressors used a black U.S.
So now, they're not even getting the lie straight. They're not even getting the lie straight. First it was brown power, then one news story said it was black power, so they're not even getting the lie straight, family. They haven't even decided on which lie they're gonna go with, all right? Hold on.
USB phone charger and started hitting him with it.
He's scared, he's nervous to go back to school. Some of those kids are in the same classes as him.
The father of one of the victims says this is just part of a bigger bullying problem on campus.
I'm frustrated with the school that they're not taking the efforts to stop it.
Tonight, the Coconut Creek police chief says he's disappointed they even had to get involved. Goes on to say, this is an extremely rare occurrence in our community, but these are children, and as such, poor judgment can occur.
There's a part there was one part where they said the black kids was like, yeah, this is payback for what happened in the 1700s. That's the part I want to find, but I can't find it now. So they're piling on all types of crazy lies on this. My Florida people, we got to get on top of this. We can't let this type of stuff happen to these kids. When stuff like this happens, family, black folks, we got to get focused. We got to find out who these DAs are, who these police chiefs are, who these prosecutors are. We got to be on code about that type of stuff. Who sit up here and target our kids with a damn felony charge for a schoolyard fight and then lie and say it was a hate crime. And black kids out here getting pummeled, sodomized in school, and they're sitting up here suspending a white kid for a day or two and letting them go back. I don't believe none of this stuff they're saying that these black kids said. They said he got beat with a black phone charger. Give me a break. Give me a break. So we got to understand the game out here, ladies and gentlemen. And we got to realize that it is a war against our family and our children. We got a lot of folks in here, boys. Let's get up to, we almost got, 7,000 almost? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And by the way, for the people who are just coming in here, we got the brand new March Madness sale, ladies and gentlemen. We got a brand new March Madness sale at officialfba.com. Let me show y'all real quick the flyer. This is the March Madness sale. We got these items for sale right now on officialfba.com. The Arutta Sussy hat, the Race Beta book that's autographed, which is a collector's item. Hidden Colors 1 through 5 DVDs, the Buck Breaking DVD, the FBA Family Backpack, and the FBA flag. You're getting all of that stuff for just $79, ladies and gentlemen. Limited time only. They will run out, so get yours right now, ladies and gentlemen. Get yours right now at officialfba.com. You can hit that link below, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that link below. What else is going on here? Somebody said we need our own schools. Man, look, we're still under the jurisdiction of the white supremacists. Listen, we got to deal with these white supremacists. We have to learn how to enforce laws ourselves. We have to enforce justice ourselves. That's what it really boils down to, family. We have to learn how to be in positions to enforce laws ourselves. We have to enforce justice ourselves because sometimes laws are unjust. We have to enforce justice ourselves. And we have to be on that wave. It's up to us. We don't have anybody that's going to do it for us. See, black folks, we try to, I'm not knocking any black person who's looking for ways to deal with systematic white supremacy. I don't knock anybody. Just like our good brother Neely Fuller said, is VGQ, Victims Guaranteed Qualifications. VGQ, all victims of white supremacy, they have a right to put whatever input they want to put in it. But a lot of times what we do, we keep trying to find little comfortable patches of society to live up under white supremacy, and that's just not going to work. See, that's what that status correction thing is about. That's the problem that I have with it. When people start talking about status correction and what labels we should use, that's not going to work. And that basically is black folks trying to find some kind of niche that we can coexist with white supremacists when they won't mess with us. And you're trying to find some kind of legal niche. And there is no real legal niche. So a lot of folks, and especially with the sovereignty thing, and again, I'm not trying to knock them, but that whole sovereignty thing, a lot of guys with the Moorish science thing, and shout out to them because I will give them props. They do bring a lot of great legal arguments. They have a lot of great historic references. Shout out to those guys for that. A lot of knowledge, a lot of great legal arguments that can be used in certain situations. I will say that. Some of the legal arguments can be used and applied in certain situations, but overall, the status correction thing, that's not going to work. That's not going to work because that doesn't deal with the fact that you have the white supremacists still in control and they can arbitrarily administer punishment to any random black person that they feel like it, whenever they feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people will be on the status correction thing and they'll pull up court cases from the 1700s and 1800s saying, okay, we call ourselves a Moor, Moorish status, you're not supposed to mess with a person who's classified as a Moor. Whoop-de-whoop. Here's the thing. At the time, that was enforced. That could be enforced. And that really wasn't too good of a deal because what happened, there were people within the Moorish Empire who are making these little janky deals with the white supremacists, like, okay, we'll kind of help you guys with the slave thing as long as you don't enslave our people. So that wasn't really a good deal, to be honest. Let's keep it a buck. Some of the people in Morocco, Morocco was the first country to recognize the United States as its own sovereign nation. So the U.S., the first treaty was with Morocco, okay? So there were some cool Moors with that, and Moors mean just black people who were Islamized to a certain degree, but there were non-Islamized Moors too. But basically the Moors, many of them, the Islamized black people who was up there in Morocco and certain parts of Africa, they kind of made deals with these white supremacists. We'll help you long as you don't mess with our folks. If we go there and you recognize our Moorish status, leave us alone and let us travel freely. And if you come here, we're not going to kidnap you. We're not going to raid your ships, which is what they were doing at the time. All right, let's be real. What was happening up in the 1800s, 1700s, look, the U.S. was trying to trade up there in North Africa. That's what the Barbary Wars were about. And you had those Moorish soldiers up there kidnapping U.S. troops and soldiers. and kidnapping U.S. ships, holding them for ransom. Like, okay, look, we got your ship. You're gonna have to paper us up. Yeah, all of that statehood and nationality stuff. Look, none of that means anything if you cannot enforce it. The white supremacists don't respect anything that cannot be enforced. I want y'all to understand that. The white supremacists don't support anything or don't care about nothing if you can't enforce it. They only care about you enforcing it when there's a punishment administered there. You understand? And if word got back to Morocco that the white supremacists here were harming Moroccan citizens or people under Moorish jurisdiction, the word would get out. Like, oh, really? You're doing that to our people? So the next time you come over here, these Barbary pirates, we're going to hem your ship up and we're going to ransom off this ship. We're going to ask you for some more money. So you're going to have to break us off. So the white supremacists would be punished. So we got to understand what goes on here. So there was a deal that was made. That's why there are a lot of Moorish influences with the United States, actually. A lot of Moorish and Masonic influences. Yeah. Even the White House. Why is the White House called the White House? You ever think about that? Why is it? Why is the White House called the White House? The White House is called the White House because of some of the Moroccan Moorish influence to a certain degree. It gets kind of deep. Even the architecture, if you look at certain monuments around Washington, some of them, like the Capitol building, some of them almost look like mosque to a certain degree. And in Morocco, they have something called Casablanca. All right? Casablanca, the translation is White House. All right? Casablanca is White House. That's where it comes from. Even the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty, that headdress of the Statue of Liberty, do you know that is, look at the headdress of the Statue of Liberty. That's a headdress of a Moorish woman. Oh, let me show y'all some receipts real quick. Look at this. That's the Statue of Liberty. Notice the Statue of Liberty, that headdress, that's a very weird type of headdress that the Statue of Liberty has on. That's what Moorish women would wear up there in North Africa. That Moorish headdress. It's real heavy stuff here. Real heavy. But yeah, the United States had a deal with Morocco. They had a treaty with Morocco. And there were black people over here, whoever they captured. Somehow, you know, you capturing a lot of people over in Africa, and you have a lot of people who are already over here who are of Moorish understanding. So you capture certain people, and then you see that this person speaks Arabic, and you're like, oh, okay. And these people know how to write letters and get the information out and get stuff back home to say, hey, look, this is what's going on to us over here. We need our government, which is Morocco, to step in. It was some real heavy stuff. There was a lot of cases where there were people who realized that they were under Moorish jurisdiction and they were freed. And the only reason that happened was because the Barbary pirates would enforce justice on the white supremacists. It's real heavy. So because Morocco is not that superpower no more, the white supremacists, they've taken over the globe. Nobody can enforce punishment, so none of that stuff works anymore, family. That's the long and short of it. None of that stuff works anymore. The white supremacists don't respect no law that you can enforce. They cannot respect any law that you cannot enforce. If you can't enforce it, they don't give a damn about it. The only thing they care about is what you can enforce. It's real heavy stuff. Somebody said the Statue of Liberty was a gay man. I haven't heard that one. But speaking of gay men, let's talk about Jussie Smollett. Speaking of gay men, all right, we're talking about Jussie. All right. Jussie. Now, as you know, Jussie's been sentenced to 5 months in jail. Well, he's out here having a fit. Jussie is out here crying the blues. Look, we know the hypocrisy of it. Jussie was out here. This is Jussie right here, right now. Jussie, when it first happened, people made sure, don't say it's a racial attack. Say it's a racial and homophobic attack. It is a racial and homophobic attack. So now they made sure that everybody was like, oh, it's racial and homophobic. Family, not only were they doing that, when we were calling this hoax out early on, when we were calling it out, the white media sent their flunkies to attack black people, okay? They sent their flunkies to attack black people. They sat up here and used this hoax to attack black men, talking about homophobia in the black community. Let me show y'all this Vibe article. Let me show y'all this. If y'all don't remember, this is right when the hoax came out. This is Vibe. All right. They used this to attack black folks. Op-ed, straight black men silence on Jussie Smollett's homophobic and racist attack is dangerous. And they named me in this article because I was calling the hoax out from day one. They named me. Here's the article where they threw me under the bus because I was calling out the racist agenda behind it from day one. Here it is. Many of the black community has spoken out on the attack by only highlighting the racial aspect of it and ignoring Jussie's gay identity. Prominent film producer and activist Tariq Nasheed blatantly refuses to acknowledge the intersectionality that comes with being a gay black man. A gay black man don't have the privilege to pick and choose which marginalized identity he wears in society on any given day when he can be attacked for either of them. Instead, he just denounces the white LGBT community for supporting Jussie, but allegedly taking advantage of the situation and using their queerness as a mechanism to manipulate identity politics to their favor. You damn right, I called them out early. And they were attacking me for calling them out. I knew this was fake. I knew it was a hoax. I knew it was BS. And I saw that the white LGBT community was behind it. And they were capitalizing off of it. I said it was a hoax. I said it was a finesse by the white LGBT community. I said it. And boy, that thing y'all put out, it didn't age that well, did it, Vibe? So, again, they were reprimanding us, and we don't acknowledge the intersectionality. Oh, how dare you say this is fake? How dare you sit here and criticize the white LGBT community? How dare you cisgendered Negroes? How dare you? Oh, they were attacking us left and right. Oh, how dare you not acknowledge the intersectionality? Now that Jussie's going to jail, wait. I'm going to jail because I is black. I is a Negro. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's the intersectionality now, Jussie? Juicy is Lucy. Oh, ain't no intersectionality no more. I got jail time because I'm black. Oh, okay. Where Vibe at now? Are they going to attack Jussie for not recognizing the intersectionality now? Now Jussie sound like us now. Now he going to jail. Now he blacker than black now. He's all throwing up the black power fist. Fights the power. The fist was a little limp. The fist was like, fight the power. Okay. Really? That's what you on? Okay, now Jussie's up in the courtroom. Boy, he's copping pleas. He's talking about he ain't suicidal. Hold on. Now Jussie blacking it up. Now he's sounding a little butch now. Hold on.
I am not suicidal. Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Jussie got so, he's so black now. Jussie got bass in his voice now. Y'all notice that? Jussie got bass in his voice right now. I ain't never seen Jussie with all that damn bass in his voice. I ain't never seen Jussie with all that damn bass in his voice. I am innocent. I didn't do none of this. Y'all got me messed up. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I ain't never seen all that bass in his voice. Y'all got me. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I did not do this. I didn't do this. This is wrong. I highly disagree with everything y'all saying about me. Didn't Jussie get some bass in his voice? Hold on. Jussie, he got so much bass. He's Butch now. This is Jussie now. Hold on. This is Jussie now. Hold on. This is Jussie.
Hey, Kim. Have you ever been with a delivered man? Once you've been delivered, you will never go back. Hey, Kim, I'm buy you one of these. I love you, baby. Hey, Kanye, I'm coming for your baby mama.
That's Jussie now. Jussie is a butch. He's butching it up now. Jussie done turned into a butch. He went from bitch to butch all of a sudden. He done blackened up and went from bitch to butch. I ain't never seen Jussie with all his damn bass in his voice. Is Jussie delivered? I think Jussie is delivered. Oh, I've been in this is. Hold on, y'all. Now, wait one damn minute now. Eyes a young black man, eyes no longer bound. He about to sing some Negro spirituals. Damn, his voice got deep, didn't it? Hold on, Juicy. Let me get Juicy back in here. Hold on, Juicy.
And I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of black Americans in this country for over 400 years.
Oh, no, stop. Don't put it. Black folks are like, don't put us in it, nigga. No. Don't put us in it. Don't bring us in it. Don't bring us in it. We are Bennett. We ain't in it, Juicy. We are Bennett, Juicy, and we ain't in it. Don't bring us into this, Jussie. This is you. Oh, don't black it up now. Oh, no. Oh, no. We got to recognize the intersectionality, remember? Don't blacken it up now. Oh, no. Oh, no, don't black it up now. Don't black it up now. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Let me play the rest. Hold on.
Of the LGBTQ community, Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself.
Uh-oh.
And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay, so Jussie, he's copping pleas because he don't want to be Epstein. Because I'm telling you, this was a whole big play with multiple people involved. This was a Democratic play. There were other people involved. They orchestrated this thing. They plotted this out. So now Jussie got caught out there because the white supremacists needed a win, so they done flipped it. And notice when this was thrown out, but then there was some kind of special prosecution. See, this is why whenever there's supposed to be justice, look, when they want to get a black person, they dig into the little secret bag and pull out a special prosecution and all of this stuff. This was dismissed and thrown out. They're like, oh, no. We need to bring the real white supremacists up in here. Oh, we got another law. Oh, no. We got a special prosecution that's going to refile this case. No. Kim Fox, no. You ain't running nothing. All right? Don't let these folks fool you into making it seem like, okay, if a cop a grand jury don't indict a cop. That's all it is. Man, the law is the law. Man, we got to wash our hands. We can't do nothing about the law. No. When it comes to getting a black person, oh no, there's another law that we got. Oh no. There's another law. I know y'all dismissed it and y'all tried to throw it out. No. There's another law book that we got that y'all don't even know about. Bill Cosby? Oh no. There's another law. I know that we're supposed to dismiss that, but there's another law that we have. It's called the I'm White Not Say So law. So look, Jussie is trying not to be Epsteined, all right? Because they don't want him to go in here talking, all right? I don't know what jail they're going to put him in or whatever, but they don't want Jussie to be in there cutting a deal and start naming names like, hey, this is who put me up to this. This is who I was working with. So Jussie don't want to be Epsteined out here, all right? The white LGBT community who made all of that money. Remember, when this whole hoax came out, these white LGBT nonprofits were throwing their links out. They were making a gang of money off this. And they were quickly funneling in some of those hate crime laws for LGBT. They were using this to quickly push those laws. Remember, Cory Booker and Kamala? All of them were quickly throwing in those laws to protect white LGBT people. So who are some of these white LGBT lobbyist groups and all of these other people who were in on this thing? There were a lot of people who were in on this thing. So yeah, Jussie's afraid, okay, these folks think I might talk, and if something happens to me, I'm not suicidal. Hold on.
Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions you care to present right now?
Yes, Judge.
Let's see.
I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you yours. Okay. All right. Any other matters to come before the court today?
Okay. I want to see Jussie walk out the
Defendants
court.
remanded to the custody of sheriff. Court is adjourned.
I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Okay, Jussie, if you don't put that fist down, you don't want to show no fist, because they're going to be fisting you in that damn jail cell if you don't stop. That same fist is going to be up at somebody's bussy in that jail cell. Put that fist down. Put that fist down, nigga. Lord. Oh, this was a clown show. Oh, don't blacken it up now. Oh, don't blacken it up now. Don't black it up now. Ladies and gentlemen, don't black it up now. All right? Lord. Man. Anyway, did y'all see the story about, they were talking about all of the white supremacists, Hispanics now? Hold on, where's that article? Let me find that article real quick. They were talking about all the white supremacist Hispanics now. Hold on. Hispanics. Let me find that real quickly for you guys. Oh, right here. Yeah, this article came out this week. And we've been talking, how long have we been talking about this? This is the article. The rise of white nationalist Hispanics. And they got Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, he's always trying to hit me up so I can debate him. He's another white supremacist troll. I don't waste time with him because if I debunk him, all he's going to do is start trolling and clowning. Nick is the leader of the Christian-based white nationalist group, speaks to his followers in D.C. Nick Fuentes identifies as a white supremacist. In the Justice Department filings, made headlines for hosting a white nationalist conference in Florida. His father is also half Mexican American. He's part of a small BS, but an increasingly visible number of far-right provocateurs with Hispanic backgrounds who spread racist, anti-Semitic messages. Driving the news, Cuban-American Enrique Tarrio, the former leader of the Proud Boys, he was never a leader, he was just a token. Gavin McInnes is still running the shots. A group, the Anti-Defamation League calls an extremist group with a violent agenda, was arrested and charged with conspiracy in connection to the January 6th riot. What they're saying, experts tell Axios far-right extremism within the Latino community stems from three sources: Hispanic Americans who identify as white, the spread of online misinformation, and lingering anti-black, anti-Semitic views among U.S. Latinos that are very rarely openly discussed. Okay, let's stop this. Family, this is nothing new. We've been telling y'all about this for decades. Family, we've been talking about this since the early Hidden Colors movies, about the white, Hispanic, anti-black hatred. It ain't just U.S. It's the shit that they bring over from the Latino countries. They've been on that. This is not nothing new at all. It went into overdrive with Zimmerman. We told y'all that during the rise of Zimmerman. This is old news. The anti-black hatred that goes on in these Hispanic countries, because Spain, that was the first place to bring on modern white supremacy. The first modern wave of white supremacy came out of Spain. Go get my book, Foundational Black American Race Baiters. I break that down in the book. The whole battle of the Moors and the Spanish soldiers. That's where modern white supremacy was born. The first blood quantum laws came out of Spain. Get my book. I break it all down. This is nothing new. This is why you have to understand this history so you don't fall for that black-brown coalition that never existed. There is no black-brown coalition. I really want y'all to understand that. That's why when black folks around here pushing some damn black-brown coalition, these people up here joining white supremacist groups. They come over after we done sat here and black and brown them to death and let them eat off of us. They come over and join all of these white supremacist groups. It's been like that. This is nothing new, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we have to accept reality. We don't really have no allies. And the good thing is we don't need allies. Black folks, we are riders. We just have to ride for ourselves. We have to ride for ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I can't wait for y'all to see the new movie, American Maroon, the new series, because we're going to do it like a series. There's going to be a 3 or 4 one-hour episodes in the new documentary series where we're breaking down how black Maroons put in work, didn't have no allies. Well, the certain Native Americans in Florida allied with the black folks, but it was the black folks putting in most work. For the most part, a lot of the red Mongoloid Native Americans were not our allies. And in fact, they were turning on black people. Some of the black Aboriginal people, that's how they got hemmed up. They started making these little deals with the white supremacists, and the black Aboriginal people ended up getting hemmed up. But get my book, very good book, that talks about this. This is nothing new under the sun whatsoever. Did y'all see this story where this white woman, I want y'all to check this out. This white woman this is circulating all online, and I'll say allegedly, I don't know all the details of it. This white woman had some black babies, her and her husband. They adopted some black embryos, all right? This white woman adopted some black embryos and had some black twins. And this has been circulating, and this has kind of been a thing. This woman right here, I had the honor of being present at the beautiful birth. These two precious girls took their sweet time and waited over 40 weeks to make their debut. The mom, a doula herself, labored hard and delivered both girls at home. The first twin birth, they were from adopted embryos. Okay, so now we got some damn questions here. Because I've seen, there was another story similar to this some years ago. Hold on. Hold on. I think in 2016 I saw something similar. Yeah. This is another story. Something happened in 2016. Okay. Where white folks adopted some embryos, white couple, this is 2016, white couples explained decisions to give birth to black triplets and adopt black children. They're white, all 5 of their children are black. They had difficulty, hold on. He explained how he and his wife had difficulty conceiving naturally and learned that white children are more likely to be adopted. They felt a calling to provide a home for a child who may not have been otherwise adopted. Hold on. Adopted 2 kids. Hold on. I want to get to the Embryo thing. Okay. The nonprofit Embryo donation program. Hold on. The National Embryo. These are words that we need to look out for here. The National Embryo Donation Center. The Embryo Donation Program connects hopeful parents who have problems conceiving with families who have successfully gone through in vitro fertilization. Okay. The National Embryo Donation Center, a Christian organization, implanted Rachel with 2 African-American twin embryos. Okay. Okay. So what's with white people putting black embryos in them? All right, let's get into this. All right. Come on, let's get into this for a second. I got a few questions here. Okay, the nonprofit Embryo Donation Center. Ooh, I got some questions. Where are they getting these embryos from? Who's donating their embryos? In order for an organization to survive, there has to be a constant stream of product. Listen, let's walk through this for a minute. Walk with me, family. If there's an embryo donation center, whose embryos are up in there? Because white women, as we see, like the woman in the story, they have a hard time with their own embryos. So it's not a lot of white women donating no embryos there. Right? Let's just look at the logic here. There's not a lot of white women donating these embryos, just like with these uterus transplants. A lot of white women, their uteruses, they're not really getting it popping like that. So they're getting the uterus of black women out here. They're transplanting the uterus from black women. Black women are getting hysterectomies left and right. The black woman goes to the doctor for a toothache. The next thing you know, they're giving her a damn hysterectomy. In the 70s and 80s, that was a huge thing. The minute a sister go to the doctor, bam, you need a hysterectomy. They take everything out. So now these sisters are getting hysterectomies left and right. Then all of a sudden, white women are getting donated these damn the uterus organs. So now there's an embryo center with all of these donated, I'm saying donations in quotes, and they're implanting black embryos in these white women. Is it that that's all that's available there? Family, y'all better ask why so many sisters end up missing. All right? Y'all better ask why so many sisters, young black women, girls, notice it's always young girls, young black girls, teen girls who are in that early fertile stage, always going up missing, and they try to blame it on some sex trafficking or whatever. It's more than some damn sex trafficking. All right? Come on. All these missing young girls, and there's never no Amber Alerts for them. Notice that whenever there's a black girl missing or a black child missing, you don't never see no Amber Alerts for them. Now, if a white kid goes missing, boy, your phone gets a notification. Hey, a white kid is in a damn Ford Bronco. Hey, you better go look for, the minute a white kid is missing, boy, everybody's phone gets a notification. Black girls get missing all the time. No Amber Alerts, nothing. So where are these embryos coming from, ladies and gentlemen? We better understand who we're dealing with. We put so much past the white supremacists, man. These people, the white supremacists do scandalous stuff. They have done scandalous stuff for the longest. Family, we don't understand how nefarious some of these white organizations are. Family, even, we all know about the Ku Klux Klan. Family, before the Ku Klux Klan, there was white organizations called White Cappers. That's who influenced the Ku Klux Klan. There were white organizations in America, early 1800s, called White Cappers, where they would have these rituals and they would go around targeting black people. and they would have to be initiated into these little organizations. And the white cappers were usually people who were connected with elected officials, people who were higher ups. But these white cappers would act as vigilantes, and they would do these ritualistic killings of black people all around the country, especially in the South. They're called white cappers. I want y'all to look that term up. This was before the Klan. The Klan got their idea from the white cappers. Yes, look up the white cappers. It was a secret white organization. A lot of elected officials were in this organization. And they would do these ritualistic killings of black people around the country. You understand? We got to understand what's going on out here. We can't put nothing past these folks, man. You better, if you don't think that these people got organ trafficking rings out here, as expensive as organs are, family, do you understand that so-called nonprofit with the embryos, that costs money. You understand? People's organs, that's money. Hearts and lungs and livers, we're talking about organs like worth $100, $100,000 each. Family, listen to me. A healthy black woman or a black girl just living somewhere in the hood somewhere, the white supremacists tell you, oh, that Negro has no value alive. You have no value while you're alive. Now, a dead black person in a system of white supremacy, you have more value dead than alive. A dead black person has more value because now that you're dead, now let me get that liver up off you, 100,000. Let me get that heart up off you, 200,000. Let me get them kidneys off you, 50,000. Let me get those eggs up off you, 200,000. You understand? Let me get that pineal gland up out of you, 200,000. You understand? Black folks, you walking around worth $1 million in organs. All right? Black folks, you're walking around worth millions of dollars in organs. But you got to be dead, though. They use us as chop shops, human chop shops. We better understand the game out here. The organ harvesting thing is very, very real. Check out that book, Medical Apartheid. Very, very good book. Very good book. Some people say they go over, they go to Africa and do the same thing. That's what they do in Africa. They set up shop and start harvesting people up there in Africa too. But they do it here too. Why go all the way out there? They can do it right here. And speaking of Africa, y'all boy Akon. Boy, they're talking about that Akon City that Akon has been talking about. He's been talking about building Akon City and all of that stuff. Man, y'all boy Akon, one of his business partners came out, and I'm not trying to denigrate anybody. I don't know what's going on here, but his business partner came out. Like Akon's former business partner came out and said the Senegal City is like a Ponzi scheme. His partner is saying, hey, this is a scam. Uh-oh. His partner saying, hey, this is a damn scam. I say it ain't so. I hope this ain't the case. But I'm going to be just like the tethers that be coming at us. Where's that museum, nigga? Where's that CD, nigga? Ain't that how y'all do us? Because our museum is coming. We're just trying to get the building locked down. But whenever we don't get stuff done fast enough, where's that museum, nigga? All right, where's that CD, nigga? I'm going to do the same thing to y'all. All right? Where's that CD, nigga? Hopefully y'all get it together. No, I ain't got no problem with Akon. Akon has said some very questionable things about foundational black Americans, how we need to get over slavery and all of that nonsense. I cannot co-sign that, but hey, man, more power to you. You dig? I'm not going nowhere, you know. Because look, this is the thing. With foundational black Americans, and I've seen Akon doing interviews talking about Akon City, Man, it's the Chief Alfred Sam hustle. They've always had people come over here telling us, hey man, hey foundational Black Americans, this ain't your home, man. Your home is the motherland. We can go back to the motherland. Man, I'm building a city. It's like Wakanda. It's going to be modern technology. It's going to be this. Black folks have been sold that for the last 100 and something years. If we're going to keep it a buck, and this is no diss to Akon, but we've heard this before. And I told you all about a guy, early 1900s, dude named Chief Alfred Sam did the same thing. Alfred Sam, Chief Sam, he was a merchant. He came over here from Ghana selling black folks the Wakanda set. Hey, black folks, over here, all of this Jim Crow. Hey, niggas, if you go back home to my homeland, if you follow me there, man, there's so much land you can farm. The white people do not mess with you. When it rains, there are diamonds in the streets. He was really selling it. And then when black folks, it was a handful of black people who went over there and it wasn't popping. The African tribes over there wouldn't let black folks own land. Wasn't no money, wasn't no food, wasn't none of that stuff. So they've been running the Wakanda hustle on us for a long time. We good. We good. We're foundational Black Americans. You don't have to sell us no Wakanda. This is us right here. This is our land as foundational Black Americans. It's occupied by white supremacists, and we're working on that white supremacist problem. We're working on that white supremacist problem. We're riders over here. You understand? Yes, Chief Alfred Sam. Look that up. I talked about that before. This is why we are understanding and acknowledging our identity as foundational Black Americans. That's what it is with us. And speaking of foundational Black Americans, some of y'all have asked about this, and I don't really like to talk about nothing burgers and nobodies, but that big goofball Leachy X. Let me address that real quickly. I won't put too much stock into that. The big hefty heifer, Leachy X. She's up to her old little shenanigans, and it's a nothing burger. I don't really like to discuss folks like that because she's a nothing burger. And I think Leachy got mad because I posted this picture. I posted this picture saying, hey, when did Leachy X start modeling? So there was a bad built model. And it got a lot of retweets. A lot of people retweeted. So I think she got a little upset by that. So Leachy X start talking about, and I didn't see the video, and I don't watch her videos. I'm not about to watch some big goofy broad sit up here trying to sound black by cursing incessantly. But with Leachy X, her thing now is trying to claim she's buying trademarks of everybody. She's getting everybody's businesses trademarked in her name. So she's selling wolf tickets. She did something with Boyce. I think she did something with our dear sister, Vicky Dillard. I think Leachy said she trademarked some of Boyce's businesses, I think. I don't know. And then she came out talking about she trademarked some of my stuff. Yeah, Jive Turkey. I done trademarked Foundational Black American. Yeah. I done trademarked this and that. I'm a trademark the Hidden History Museum. Okay. Cap. Okay, first of all, it's all cap. She ain't trademarking nothing. It's all cap. Okay? Yeah, her dad is a white supremacist. He raised a big funky mulatto. Look, you cannot trademark a lineage. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot trademark a lineage. You cannot trademark a lineage. So she's just talking. This is just mammy babbling. All right? This is mammy babbling. Yeah, didn't y'all say she gave me a time limit? This is somebody who's just babbling. Nobody, don't know the law, just jailhouse babble. This woman ain't she a thief? She got caught up robbing and stealing. This is a big, husky, bad-built thief. A thief and a liar just running a damn mouth. Nothing to be taken seriously whatsoever. All right? All cap. You can't trademark a lineage, and I already have other merchandise under the Foundational Black American name. This little old Section 8 heifer don't have the money to really be filing these trademarks anyway. It's all cap. It's all cap. And like I said, you can't trademark a lineage, all right? You can't trademark a group of people. And again, this whole thing, this is a big powerless heifer who's trying to act like she got some kind of rank. That's what powerless folks do. They can't do nothing. All you can do is sit up there and run your mouth. So you have to pretend that you can kind of pull some kind of flex move when you can't. Lychee, you are a powerless manatee. You big, funky, bad built, dusty box braid wearing hermaphrodite who's powerless. You capping. You can't do nothing but take these L's. And many people think she's an op. This woman was sitting here caping for Scam Master J. This woman does a lot of oppy type things. Clearly an op. Something is going on with it. Nothing to be taken seriously. But let me tell you something. Little Miss Dirty Box Braids. Little Miss Bad Built. Don't try to petty me. Don't try to out-petty me. Because you don't have the money to be petty. Ma'am, you are a little funky Section 8 Project Roach, and you don't have the money to be petty. On the other hand, I do. All right? Yeah, no, she didn't trademark anything. Let's stop it. Lychee didn't trademark nothing. She's just capping. Her little dusty broke ass didn't copyright or trademark nothing. All right? Little Humpty Dumpty with a funky weave looking ass. You didn't trademark anything, ma'am. You're sitting over there broken, dusty, mad, and funky. But ma'am, I have that type of paper to file copyrights and trademarks. And I did trademark something, ma'am. Oh yeah, I trademarked something. Hold on. I took out some of my personal information here. I covered that up. But yeah, I trademarked the name Meechy Munchies. All right? Because I'm going to come out with a food brand. All right? As you see, it's for goods and services. It's going to be called Meechy Munchies. I've trademarked this. Oh, you don't want to go petty. Oh, you want to go petty. I'm putting out some snacks called Meechy Munchies. I'm putting out different snacks, ma'am. It's going to be food and snacks. First, it's going to be a line of my own pickle pig feet called Meechy Munchies, okay? And I'm going to have some Meechy Munchy animal crackers, but it's going to be all fat animals. It's going to be hippos, piglets, manatees, and baby whales. So I'm going to have Meechy Munchies with fat animals, okay? Oh, yes. Like Rap Snacks, right. It's going to be kind of like Rap Snacks, but it's going to be all fat animals, all right? Grizzly bears, little edible. The kids are going to love them. It's going to be so delicious. I'm going to make this. It's going to be just like Rap Snacks. Oh, yes. Oh, you want to be petty? Ma'am, I got petty money. Oh, do y'all want to see the logo, though? I already got a logo for the Meechy Munchy snacks. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? We need Twinkies? Yes. Also, we're going to use the Meechy Monkeys to come out with our own waist trainers. We're going to have Meechy Munchy waist trainers, but I got to get another trademark for that. But we're going to have Meechy Munchy waist trainers, but we're going to have the Meechy Munchy animal cookies. All right? Oh, let me show y'all the logo. We already got a logo for the Meechy Munchies. Hold on. This is the logo right here, ladies and gentlemen. All right? That's going to be the logo for the Meechy Munchy snacks, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be delicious. We got a piglet with dusty box braids. I promise you this is going to be the logo for the Meechy Munchies, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have all fat animals with the Meechy Munchy snacks, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the business. And we're going to have a website. We're going to have a website. Yes. We're going to have a website showing all of the snacks that we're going to have, ladies and gentlemen. Meechy Munchies is going to be the business. And we're going to make them affordable, too. And we're going to try to make them gluten-free. Yeah, we'll try to make them gluten-free. So, you know, they'll be healthy. It'll be a healthy snack for the kids, all right? Yeah. Y'all think I'm bullshitting, huh? Oh, y'all just wait. Oh, y'all just wait. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, go get the new package. We got the new Foundational Black American March Madness package right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right, go get the package right now. The March Madness sale. You get the Sussie cap, autographed copy of the FBA book, Hidden Colors 1 through 5, Buck Breaking DVD, the FBA Family Backpack, and the FBA flag. All of that for just $79. Go to officialfba.com right now to take advantage of that sale. Limited time only, ladies and gentlemen. Limited time only, ladies and gentlemen. Officialfba.com, my good family. All right, y'all. Anyway, but stay tuned for the Michi Munchies Fat Animal Crackers, okay? Stay tuned for that. That's coming soon. And I'm going to holler. Y'all have a great week, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm out. Papi Akute and Lola Vuve to the family. Peace.